On your marks, get set, go! Yeah, Chevrolet does offer a 6-cylinder engine, not a 4-cylinder, so I don't know why you would even want to think about getting a 4-cylinder engine in a truck. I mean, that's just absolutely asinine. So the best thing to do is probably look at our 8-cylinder 5.3. Hey, can I call you right back? Thanks. What are all these notifications? Chevrolet announces new engine for 2019 Silverado. Huh. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. You can see there's a group of people back here. These people up here are ready for it. And before I get into my reaction about the 2.7 liter 4-cylinder engine, look, he's warming up, he's warming up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, that bell notification, and if you like this video and you want me to do more stuff like this, hit that thumbs up button as well. Let's aim for 502 likes and 184 comments on this video. All right, who's racing? Who's racing? What was that? I missed that. Who's racing here? Come on. Come on up, Terrell. I will not put this on YouTube, I promise.
Yeah, he will. He's lying. Pump them on. You gonna go backwards, bitch? All right.
So I guess we should be selling cars, but we're not. Stretch out, boys. Stretch out. Oh, you're racing backwards. You're going backwards, he's going forward. Are you really that fast?
He's fast.
Are you that slow?
Yes.
I mean, those are little legs.
Yes.
Don't get him in a wrestling match. Am I saying go?
Yeah. No, you got it.
All right, you ready? You guys ready? You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Wait, false start, false start, false start.
Get set, go. No, mark and set, go.
Oh. So you want me to say, on your mark, get set, go?
Yeah.
Okay. On your marks, get set, go! Oh! Oh! You gotta finish.
Finish the race! Finish the race! Finish the race! Finish the race! Yes! Let's go! Let's go!
You were right about the sand. I slipped on the sand.
Oh my God. Hey, is your Obamacare kicked in yet? Oh, you are bleeding.
Right there.
Make sure it ain't glass or nothing.
I am.
Oh, party foul. I was coming out here to record a vlog, and then you guys were like, "Oh, this is gonna happen." Like I wasn't even paying attention to what you guys were doing, because I gotta get this vlog shot. And
Oh my God, dude, it was so fun.
oh my God, that was so funny. So, like I was just saying, I had no idea that was going on. I just was happened to walking out here, was ready getting to do my intro on this video, and they're all talking, and you saw that. So, wow, that was so funny. So now you got to realize we are one of the top 200 Chevy dealers in the country. So we definitely are all business. We're trying to help people buy cars and stuff like that. But at the same time, I mean, you know, when you're all strung up and work, I mean, you know, we work 60, 70 hours a week. That's what we work. So we got to have a little bit of fun here and there, and that's just showing a little bit of fun. So nonetheless, if I can stop laughing, I can get my composure here. Let's talk a little bit about this 2.7 liter 4-cylinder turboed engine that is going to be on the new body style 2019 trucks. So I started getting all these notifications and especially getting tagged in a ton of posts because I've been pretty vocal on social media as far as Facebook goes. I run a little bit different social media campaign on Facebook than I do on YouTube. I'm pretty anti-Ford type person. I love Chevy. I've had some people call me fanboy, and you can call me a fanboy, but I'm a Chevy enthusiast. I love the brand. But I'll tell you this, I am not a fan of this 2.7 liter engine. So since Ford has got the 2.7 liter engine, people started tagging me and like, haha, now what, now what, now what? Okay, they got me on one thing, so what? But you know, the aluminum thing was a huge deal over the years. That wait till Chevy goes aluminum. Obviously we didn't go full aluminum like Ford and stuff like that. But hear me out, because I got a little bit of information on this 2.7 liter engine that I'm gonna kind of share that may change my mind and your mind. Well, it's that time of the vlog that we are going to give away something from the Chevy Dude merch. And of course, the link is down below where you can get yours now and don't have to try to win. But I'm a huge Photoshop fan. I've been using Photoshop since I was a kid, Corel Paint, all that stuff for my entire life. So I'm in this Photoshop request group. You'll see the link in the description below. So if you want to be in it, contribute. You don't even have to know how to Photoshop. You can get things in there and they'll Photoshop them for you, and it's free. So if you want to join that group, down below, it's absolutely hilarious seeing some of the trolls that they do. But we're going to use the word Photoshop on the next vlog. So be the first person to write Photoshop on the next vlog and you win your choice of Chevy Dude merch. So by now it's obvious that we have deleted our 6-cylinder engine for this 2.7 liter turbo 4-cylinder engine. Now I want to say this. The 6-cylinder engine is not a very utilized engine in the Chevrolet platform, and I don't see this 4-cylinder engine being utilized very much either. If you look at all of our Silverado trucks, it has over on the left side of the window sticker, the Moroni sticker, it has mechanical and stuff like that, and it says 6-cylinder engine on these current trucks that I'm sitting around now. But you have to look at all the trucks. Typically, most of our trucks are LTs with all-star package, and then the 5.3 liter is added as an option. Earlier in the week, I did a vlog, and I sent out to everybody if they wanted it, which that link is in the description below as well. I showed everybody the standard equipment on the Silverados. What I didn't project on camera, which I wish I would have now, is there was no standard engine. I'm like, that's really weird. Why is there no standard engine on any of these? So now we know why, because they were going to announce later in the week what the standard engine is going to be, and that's a 2.7. So the 5.3 liter is definitely the most utilized engine in our trucks, completely 100% out there. So there's no issues there. So I don't think that this is going to be a very utilized engine. So GM is definitely sticking with the old school push rod, you know, naturally aspirated 5.3 liter big, you know, V8 engine, not a turbo or twin turbo V6 or 4-cylinder. Here's where I'm thinking on this 4-cylinder. When the Camaro came out with the 2.0 4-cylinder, I was like, what the heck, man? This is stupid. This Camaro with a 4-cylinder is bad enough with a 6-cylinder. But not everybody wants the horsepower, and they just want a daily driving nice car. That's cool. Well, I got invited to this trip to Atlanta, and lo and behold, 4-cylinder Camaro was there. And so I was like, well, why the heck do we have this here? And they told me that they're going after the community of the racers and stuff like that, which we've done some here and there, which is good. But then I got to drive it and do this little 8th mile drag strip, and I was really impressed. So that made me go back to what I've said before in vlogs, is drive it, look at it in person before you make up your mind, and have an open mind about stuff, right? So I'm gonna have an open mind about this 2.7 liter engine, because we will get them in. We'll have them in our work trucks, because we are a big commercial store. So we'll have some in our work trucks, so I'll be able to get to drive one. So make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button, the bell notification, so you get updates, because I'll do a video on the 2.7 liter engine, driving it in first drive and all that stuff as well. But here's some really cool things about that I think might turn out to be a good thing in this engine. There's some firsts in this engine. I think there's we're gonna have the, and this is Chevrolet's press release, and I've read it multiple times. I mainly have it memorized, but I'm keeping it handy just in case I need notes. But what's really impressive is they have 348 foot-pounds of torque in this engine. So what's more impressive is that torque comes in at about 1,500 RPMs and goes up just a little over 5,000 to, or no, it goes to 4,000, excuse me, it goes to 4,000 RPM. So this goes back to the old school, don't mash the pedal to the floor, and torque is what pushes you out. So if you need to get in traffic or anything like that, you just got to put a little bit of gas and you're going to be good. So to give it a good example, you watch IndyCar, you watch NASCAR, you see those people pushing the cars out of the pit road. And that's because they have no torque. So they're pushing them to get them moving. That's why it takes them so long to get up to speed. Like a lap and a half, I think is the terminology a lot of the broadcasters use. So they're all about horsepower. So this vehicle does have 310 horsepower at, that's where I gotta keep my number. This is the 5,600 number. So 5,600 RPM with 310 horsepower. So not too bad, not too crazy. But some other cool things that I like about this, and I think is a first, is they're using cylinder deactivation, more commonly known as active fuel management. Now, a lot of people out there be like, my cylinder deactivation, I drop heads or something or whatever, a lot of the things are set out there on the internet. Right behind us here is my very large, extremely busy service department. And I tell you, I'm out there quite a bit. I've had some people hate me. It is very isolated trolls based off my ZR1 because I took something off the car and they're like, you're not a mechanic. Well, I do all of the mechanics tests that GM requires. I just don't put it to practice every day. I don't have my ASE certified, but I'm very knowledgeable of what I need to do back there and to do it correctly and not to damage anything. Obviously, you've seen me work on my own cars in the past. So I'm out there all the time, talking to the techs, talking to the service writers, talking to the customers, seeing vehicles towed in. Yes, we have vehicles towed in, just like Ford and Honda and Toyota and everybody else. That's why we have service departments. So I see that, and one thing I don't see local is issues with active fuel management, cylinder deactivation. So don't sit there and let people who are putting things on the internet say anything different out there. A couple of the other things that I really like about this engine is the fact that they are using a dual overhead cam. They have integrated an exhaust manifold. So I know this back from our Chevy Cruze. Basically, they've mounted the exhaust manifold up extremely high, their turbo up extremely high in the exhaust manifold to limit turbo lag. So you're not gonna see hardly any turbo lag in this truck at all. I've not drove this engine, so I confidently can tell you that you're probably not gonna have any turbo lag because I have no turbo lag in my 2.0, I have no turbo lag in my 1.4, I have no turbo lag in any of those vehicles in any way, shape, or form, or very noticeable. One thing I do not like about our new generation trucks is the start-stop feature. I hate that. I don't think that's a good thing, the way to go. I think it's pointless. I think it's stupid, but we have CAFE laws and we have to abide by it and kind of cheat the system to get the fuel economy that the government is requiring us to get. However, there's got to be a hack to this. So I would never, personally, I wouldn't buy a car with start-stop technology unless you could hit a button. There's a lot of cars out there that you can hit a button and it shuts it off. So why has GM not came out with that? I have no idea. GM, you need to do that. So also being said, if you know of a way to tune the vehicle, to hack it, to pull a fuse, put it in the comments below because I'll do a video on that. I know there's an OBD2 thing that you can put in the car. Haven't had any success with that, haven't used it, don't know anything about it. So if that supplier's out there and they want me to do a video, I'll be more than happy to look at it and do it. I don't know anything about it, and I only do videos on things that I trust and whatnot. Another thing they have is what this is called active thermal management. I got to read this because it's I just want to make sure that I say it right because it's something new. See, I can't even talk. Active thermal management helps the engine warm up faster, achieve optimal engine temperature for performance and efficiency. The system uses a rotary valve system to distribute coolant through the engine in a targeted manner. It sends heat where it's needed to warm up the engine to reduce friction and heat the cab, or cools when needed for high power operation. So what that does is, I've read further into this news release, is that when you go to a stoplight and you have the start-stop technology, it actually will push warm air into it. And the reason that does that is because we are using an electronic water pump, so an electronic water pump rather than mechanical. And the big thing of that is they're not using an electronic, they're using the electronical and not a mechanical one because it reduces drag on the engine. So it's pretty interesting stuff. So lo and behold, I'm not a fan of this 2.7 liter engine, just as much as I'm not a fan of the Ford's version, but I want to drive it. And I will give you my reaction when I can drive this car. Maybe Chevrolet can get me a truck with it in there. Maybe they can give me a new generation truck and I do some videos on those. But until then, I'll just have to wait to see it, to drive it, and give you my absolute first-hand knowledge opinion. Now, trust me, I will tell you what's good and what's bad on a car, because if I sell you a car and you are my customer and you have access to me and I'm going to take care of you 100%, and you have a problem, I look at that as that's my problem as well, and I simply just don't want problems throughout the day. I have too many things to worry about than having a customer with a problem. So I had a guy last night on YouTube put some type of chemical on his car, and it was my video. He used my video as reference. I think he screwed up, but it was his fault, but I tried to help him anyways. Well, that certainly was a long video, and I appreciate you being part of the channel, a part of the vlog. Again, I know I say it multiple times, but it's so important to my channel and the support that I get for me to continue to do these and take the time to do them, and the editing and the money that I spend to do it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that bell notification, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, and make sure you share it as well. Thanks again so much for watching the video. Have a great day and drive safely.